Tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome to the primary industry training organisation's biosecurity videos that show you how you can check and apply sound biosecurity practices in your workplace. Biosecurity New Zealand has a significant task of developing a system to protect and respond to biosecurity risks, threats and breaches. They want all New Zealanders to play their part so that our biosecurity system will be resilient. Our lifestyles, our livelihoods, our economy and our unique biodiverse environment depend on it. Primary ITO has partnered with many of our sectors in this project and I thank them all for their input. The videos will provide you with helpful information. By taking these ideas on board, we can strengthen our ability to protect our industry now and in the future. Ko tātou, this is us.
New Zealand's primary industries produce the livestock, meat, milk, crops and nursery plants that we use and sell every day. However, these products are all vulnerable to attack from harmful pests and diseases. Your biosecurity actions protect the income that every producer can earn from selling their livestock and crops domestically and overseas. The measures you take protect not only your business, but the industry as a whole and New Zealand's reputation as a trusted exporter. Ensure that whenever crops or livestock are leaving your workplace, you have checked they are healthy and in good condition. Make sure that vaccinations and parasite controls are up to date. Any animal that is unwell or in poor condition must be inspected by a vet and have a veterinary certificate to permit travel. If you see any signs of disease or pests, stop the livestock or crops from leaving and isolate them from healthy plants or animals. This stops any potential spread to other properties. When taking livestock to local A&P shows, sale yards or other events, make sure you know and follow the biosecurity procedures of the venue. Take responsibility for making sure stalls, water and feeding troughs are clean. If livestock are being exported, become familiar with the overseas market access requirements of the receiving country. These may include having tests for the presence of certain diseases, proof of vaccinations and internal and external parasite control, and vet certification of the animals being fit to travel. If plants or crops are being exported, ensure all phytosanitary requirements of the importing country are met. This includes being free from pests and disease and being correctly packaged and labelled. Any pests or disease that are identified can jeopardise our market access. Whenever sending livestock for processing or to move them between properties or to sale yards, always complete the animal status declaration form. When harvesting fruit and vegetables, make sure staff are trained in your biosecurity measures. This can include hand washing and personal hygiene, ensuring clothing and footwear is clean, when to change gloves, cleaning and disinfecting equipment between blocks, varieties or different production areas. Make sure everyone knows what to pick and what to leave, for example, fruit that has fallen on the ground or vegetables showing signs of pests or disease. Before harvesting, clean and disinfect all equipment and tools, such as picking bags and bins. Clean and disinfect tools and equipment after harvest, ensuring they are free from soil, plant material or insects. Treat harvested crops with care to prevent wounds that would allow bacteria access. Ensure your workplace has good waste disposal procedures for any crop that can't be sold, packing shed waste and plant trimmings. Dispose of this waste in an area well away from production areas and water sources. Store harvested produce that is waiting for transport in clean, dry areas that are secure from insects, rodents, birds and feral animals. If you plan to send animals away for grazing, discuss biosecurity risks with your grazier. Treat stock returning from grazing as new arrivals and place them in quarantine for a minimum of 7 days.
An important point with animals moving between farms might be your young animals, your heifers or calves going off to a grazing unit. They're going to go and mix with other people's animals and come back to farm again. So you need to know what diseases your grazier has knowledge about and what they have protection for. And if they have none, then you need to have a discussion with your vet on those animal disease topics to make sure you protect your animals.
When transporting livestock or crops, ensure you use transport providers that have strong biosecurity and hygiene practices. Ensure any soil or plant material has been removed from produce before transport. In post-harvest operations, use only potable water for washing fruit and vegetable crops. Ensure all crops are accompanied by a spray diary to track the pest and disease protection for that crop. Ensure all packaging and labelling materials are clean and meet the biosecurity requirements of export and local markets.
Traceability is very important to us as a business. We can trace any activity from the field through the pack house to the point of sale. It's all driven by a line number. So here we've got a field bin full of harvested onions with the line number, what farm it's from and what field. Also is captured as the date of harvest, and this barcode is scanned into our internal system so that we can track back the harvest date and any other associated activities that's previously happened to that crop.
When growing fruit or vegetables or raising livestock, you must use agri-chemicals such as plant sprays and animal medications correctly. Correctly using agri-chemicals helps manage pests and diseases of concern to importing countries. This means their market access requirements are more likely to be met and our export income is protected. It also reduces the risk of pests and diseases becoming resistant to these chemicals and potentially creating new biosecurity risks and challenges. This is important for producers supplying both the domestic and international markets. All records and documentation on your outputs must be completed. Traceability is important because it can identify where a biosecurity issue may have occurred and what action must be taken to address that issue. Traceability also gives consumers confidence the food they are eating is safe. New Zealand has 4.7 million people, each of whom has a part to play in maintaining biosecurity. We all need to work together to keep our natural resources and primary industry safe. Be on the lookout for signs of a biosecurity risk, and if you spot anything unusual, call the Ministry for Primary Industries Pests and Disease hotline on 0800 80 99 66.